Alright, what's going, guys? Jeff here. It's Wednesday today, and today we are getting our CPI, and we literally just got it for the December 2021. I'm just going to bring it up on the screen right now for you guys. And we actually went up by 0.5% month over month. So that's basically the street consensus that we're getting a 0.5% month over month. Personally, my own expectation was about 0.7%. I was actually thinking even on the higher side, we might actually go over to 0.8% prior to that. But we are getting 0.5%. So basically, the market is really enjoying the fact that we are getting a 0.5%. We are meeting expectation on the consensus of the street. Everything is basically going up. A little bit sad because I did buy a few short plays for me to go against the market because I was expecting inflation to go, crazy. But yeah, apparently inflation became a little bit mild. So of course, those put options that I did buy would probably be suffering a little bit today, to say the least. But yeah, I think that but other than that, for my short positions, basically, I spent about $9,000 or so putting into it. I'll probably be selling them off, so I'll maybe make a loss of about $3,000 or so. But for my long position, on the other hand, I think I'll be making a good, I don't know, like $8,000 off my long position because of this inflation report. But yeah, basically, let's look over here for the entire year, how we actually did. In December of last year, we did 0.2, then 0.3. So yeah, basically around the October and November period of 2021, basically you saw 0.9, 0.8, which is why the fear index that we have for everything, we are thinking that, oh no, we are gonna die. We are gonna get a 0.7%. We're gonna get a 0.8%, which is the fear that I was having for inflation to begin with. Which is why suddenly getting a 0.5%, basically, the market love it. The market loves the fact that we are not going into a hyperinflationary trend. However, do remember that, because if we were to get something that is ridiculous, so for example, if you guys are unaware of how the Feds will basically work, if today we actually get 0.9% or even 1% for the month over month inflation, you can bet your ass that we're gonna get 4 or even 5 rate hikes this year in 2022, because basically the Federal Reserve is gonna be like saying, okay, you know what? We cannot let inflation continuously go up. We need to raise our rates ASAP. And if they were to do that, we might not even do a 0.25%. We won't even do 0.25% per rate hike. We might even get like 0.5% rate hike immediately in March, and then we get another 0.5% up in August, and then we'll get another 0.5% up in maybe November. That's going to be how crazy it is if we actually see like 1% or even 1.2%, that kind of crazy inflationary level, like in Turkey, like in Germany, and things like that. So yeah, we're very, very lucky to see 0.5% today, which is why I think that the market is basically raving about it. But of course, the short position I do have basically are on the EV companies such as Rivian and Ford. I wouldn't really call Ford an EV company, but yeah, you get the gist of it. But anyway, let's look at the CPI index and why is it so meh for this month? Okay, all these words, I kind of don't want to see words. I want to see numbers. I want to see numbers here. Okay. All right, over here, let's see. Usually I look at the last column over here, and also the unadjusted percentage change. So either of these two columns, most of the time I see the changes for that only. So yeah, okay, food. In general, not much change. Energy, okay. So energy has always been a huge contributor for our CPI in the past 3 to 4 months, especially. And which is why we get the 0.9% and 0.8% for the October and September. Basically, that was all because of energy prices and also used cars and rental and used cars and trucks. Those are the ones that's particularly driving up our inflation in the United States. I'm not American, but hey, man. Okay, so energy prices basically going down. Okay, fuel oil going down by negative 2.4%. Okay, this was when we actually saw 12% and 3.5% increase prior months. Okay, motor fuel, going up 6% continuously and then going down, having an inflection point downwards. Okay. Other than that, most of them are normal. Okay, used cars and trucks basically still having the same problem, but we already expected that to be the case. Especially when Jerome Powell actually talked about how we are going to be having persisting supply chain issues as well. I'm pretty sure that Biden also touched on it as well. So I think that it doesn't really come as a surprise that we are going to be having persisting supply chain issues into 2022 or even until 2023, which is very, very possible. So I think that having this 3.5% seeing over for the used cars and trucks totally acceptable. But yeah, at the same time, it is still an issue. Okay, it's just acceptable for now. Okay, the times have changed. But other than that, everything else is normal. Airline fares up by 2.7%, probably due to the fact that people are starting to continuously go out and travel now. But the thing is, I feel that for airline fares, especially, it actually comes down to competition, because one thing is that the supply is basically being bottlenecked by the government and the mandates that the country actually have for the airline travels. However, for the demand side of things, basically people have a lot of choices. So you can choose your Spirit Air, you can choose your American Air, you can choose whatever airlines that you want to. And basically, I see the airline fares usually, if they were to go up, like if you look over here, usually most of the time it kind of go up a little bit, go down a little bit, go up a little bit, go down a little bit, because I think that competitive pricing is very, very normal, especially in the airline sphere. So yeah, in terms of airline, I'm not very worried even if I do see high numbers on it, unless if we do see like 12%, 13%, and then those are the time where we actually get a little bit more fearful of the market. But yeah, okay, let's get into the more particular stuff inside the CPI board. Over here, okay, beef going down in price. Yeah, beef rose. Okay, I don't know why beef is going down in price. Maybe the cows are giving birth more often now, I guess. Negative 3.3%. Porks, even porks are going down in price. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think food in general. Food in general, basically, we don't really worry about the food prices simply because they always like to go up and down. It's kind of normal. That's kind of how inflation works, especially for food. It's just that in the long run, we are gonna be trending upwards all the way. So that's just how it kind of works at the end of the day. Okay, citrus fruit. Okay, going up 6.5%. Oranges, including tangerines. Okay, honestly, this 8.9%, I have a very, very good feeling that this might be because of Chinese New Year. I'm pretty sure that Chinatown in United States probably do take up a good amount of people, and I think that they are probably doing their tangerine buying before Chinese New Year actually comes. I think so. Okay, I do not know. I'm just thinking that there is a possibility for us to actually see 8.9% on oranges, including tangerines. But who knows? Let's see. Potatoes. Potatoes going up in price. I don't know why. Tomatoes going down in price. Okay, yeah. Food in general, I don't really care at all. Let's look at energy, commodities, blah blah blah. Yeah, see, most of them basically just inflecting downwards. They just realized that fuel prices, propane prices and stuff, they're too high, especially in November, when we actually was going all the way higher and higher. Then afterwards, when Omicron actually came about and we had the first big wave of Omicron cases, and then people stopped traveling whatsoever, and then the price of fuel and also propane, kerosene, all of them started going downwards. Over here, wood floor covering, window covering. Yeah, furnitures in general. I think furnitures in general would be going up. Yeah, like over here, you see like living room, kitchen, dining room furnitures are going up by 3.1%. I think this is quite normal because if we are expecting the whole Omicron cases to actually come back up, people are actually starting to have their whole work from home mandates all over again. And when you have these kind of mandates happening on and on, basically people are just like, you know what, I'm going to be spending most of my time at home. If now I'm not even going to the office, I'm going to be staying at home to do all my work, and I'm going to be at home to do my resting as well. Might as well invest in a better couch, might as well invest in a better table, things of that nature. And this is kind of how I can see why people spend a little bit more money on furnitures. Laundry equipment. That's just some random ones over here. Okay, men's shirt. Okay, women shirt, women's suits, apparel stuff are basically going up in price. I feel that this is most probably this is a little bit different. I feel that of course at the same time there are also some companies actually going back to work. But I feel that chances are people are also having a change in their size, okay? Like myself, you grow a little bit more horizontally and then you kind of have to buy a new suit, okay? You have to buy a new suit, you have to buy new pants, and then I have to go back to the office and I need a new fit. And because of that, I think basically a lot of people are just buying more shirts, a lot more suits and such. Of course, do not quote me on that. This is just a personal experience for myself, I guess. But yeah, okay, apparels basically, jewelry and watches. Okay, this I can attest for because I literally just sold my Rolex watch yesterday. I sold my Batman, and basically the moment I sold it, about I would like to say like about 4 or 5 hours later, someone actually came to offered me on my watch for like $1,000 more. Kind of mad. But yeah, I think watches is growing up in price. My other watches are also growing up in price. I even had to change all the listing for the watches that I do own currently to about an additional 20% higher, simply because the prices just kept on going up for watches and jewelry. So I can see where this is actually coming from. But yeah, used cars and trucks going up. Yeah, we already know that. Video and audio products. Oh no, televisions. Okay, televisions dropping down in price. I think that's just basically a legacy sort of movement in legacy, because people are starting to get more into your computers, your laptops, and people are starting to stray away from the television. And because of that, you still have competitive pricing between all the television manufacturers, and then people kind of just keep on undercutting each other's prices, and then eventually you just see a drop in price overall. Okay. Yeah, other than that, all these are all just basically flat. It's 0 to 1%, if anything. Okay. 2% on care of invalid and elderly at home. Okay. Okay, car and truck rental. This is interesting, because for cars and truck rental, usually we expect them to keep on going up, which is why we saw this 36% increase. But for us to actually see a decrease in the cars and truck rental simply means that there is a huge burden lifted away from the entire supply chain issues that we kept on talking about. Because the thing is that when there was such an increase, when we saw this 36% increase, it simply meant that cars and trucks, people couldn't get their own cars and trucks. That's why they had to resort to renting the cars and trucks, be it for leisure, be it for working, be it for whatever it is. People had to resort to renting instead of buying, because car manufacturers and trucks manufacturers could not dish out all those vehicles in time. But now, when the rental price actually go downwards, it simply means that all these other people are actually getting their demands met with the manufacturer. Those people who want it for the long term, people who want to buy a truck for their job, they can get their hands on a reasonably priced truck, and because of that, rental price basically will drop. So yeah, quite interesting over here, I think. But yeah, other than that, everything else is very normal. Okay, apparel services other than laundry and dry cleaning up 2.8%, just barely anything. But yeah, okay, so that's basically all for that we have for the CPI report. And let's look at the market a little bit. Let me just bring up the market. All right. This is better for you guys, I guess. All right, let's look at what is actually going up in price. All right, so we have Ocugen going up, BNGO, Hippo, the insurance company, DD, Marathon. So I'm assuming our Bitcoin is doing well. Let's check cryptocurrency. Yeah, Bitcoin at 44,000. Bitcoin at 44,000. Okay, this is great. This is crazy. This might be the inflection point that we needed for Bitcoin to actually get out of the bear market that we are so afraid of. This is actually crazy. Okay, that's good. Bed Bath, meme stock. Hade, crypto mining company again. Back holding, crypto mining company again. Neo doing well. Okay, 3% in the pre-market. Okay, let's look at the losers. I'm actually more interested in losers now. Can I get the losers up in here? Okay, can't see much. Okay, cool. Funware. Okay, I do have puts on Funware because I think that this company is going to zero. ITRM, DWAC. Okay, DWAC, the Trump social media platform. MRAN, basically a meme stock as well. I did see that they were working together with Amazon for some software deal. Lucid down a little bit. Okay, you see, because of this, I'm actually a little bit more happy, a little bit more. Okay, I won't say happy. I don't want to say happy, but I'm a little bit more relieved because right now the puts that I have are in Roblox. I have puts in Ford Motors. I have puts in Rivian. I have puts in Progressive, which is a insurance company, basically because it was at its ceiling price. And I have puts in Apple. I think the Apple puts are basically going to kill me in the long run. But I bought the Apple puts basically as a hedge, just in case that this inflation doesn't turn out well. So that's kind of like the mind space around why I actually did that. But yeah, other than that, all these puts basically cost me about $9,000 or so. Yeah, but we'll see how it actually goes. Yeah, let's look at the Wall Street Journal, shall we? See. Okay. 2021 is expected to rank as the biggest year for inflation in 4 decades. So yeah, after all, we do need to understand that, even though we did meet the expected consensus of us getting to the 0.5% month over month, in the year over year wise, we are still hitting 7% year over year, which is the highest increase in our inflation in like a few decades. Since 1982. Yeah, okay. So I'm pretty sure people are updating this like ASAP. So yeah, since 1982, it's quite bad that we're still getting this kind of hyperinflation readings. But of course, I think that at the end of the day, this is also because of the consequences that we had when we actually printed so much cheap money back in 2020. This kind of how we are just paying back what we actually did to begin with. Yeah, but anyway, I don't want this to drag out for too long. And anyway, there isn't really much super duper interesting news for me that I should cover today. So I'll probably just cover them tomorrow instead, if there is anything that actually comes out. I did want to talk about the Jerome Powell, what he actually talked about, but I think that this video is long enough. If I actually blabber on about what Jerome Powell said in the testimony in the renomination hearing yesterday, this video might actually go to 40 minutes. So I'm just going to cut it short here. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this content about the CPI. But this is going to take it as my new segment for today. But anyway,